slowing down. Look at that triple CC opening, by the way, on the side of Inno.
Yeah.
Very fast. 2 minutes and 48 seconds.
Yeah, that's pretty greedy. Yesterday we saw Raynor actually go for a really sick Nidus to counter special fast triple CC. But will Scarlett see this one, and will she go for a Nidus? I mean, Raynor did say that he thought it would be very hard to beat this if he was just playing standard, because you just get in a really good spot economically here as the Terran player if you can get away with this.
Scarlett has done this quite a few times in the past, right? Where it's like, oh, it's 3cc, cool, then I'll just go up to 85 drones. Like Scarlett, I've even seen games where she would scout it to 2-base all in, and then she's still going up like 15 to 20 workers more than her opponent.
Yeah.
Just like, no, not now, Sasha. Like, this is the moment where you get some links and banes. The lair is, 4 minutes, 25 seconds, quite standard. It's definitely not like a super quick lair. There is still a chance that if she would scout it immediately, what this actually was, you can drop the Nidus, but it's risky, right? Because that BC will most likely be out by the time it hits now. And if that first Nidus gets shot down, I think we all know how the other Niduses will do in this patch. They become a lot weaker. Yeah, it's a mech build coming out of Inno. I did not expect that, Todd.
So he's not ultra greedy. It's not like triple CC into Battlecruiser into double armory. At least he's dropping down the factories before that, so he can have some sort of production going.
Yeah, I think Scarlett is going to create a very solid 25 to 30 drone advantage for herself. But of course, the economy of innovation will always be good. But I think if Scarlett picks up on this is going to be nothing but drones for a while. Drones and queens. What else do you really need in this beautiful game of Starcraft 2?
That's a lot of queens, by the way. Already 8.
Yep.
And I talked about the creep spread and the way that players, it doesn't feel like they've been able to push it back that well. Scarlett's creep spread is looking absurd right now. It's already in the middle of the map at almost the 6th minute.
For 6 minutes is indeed pretty insane. The Banes are a little bit late, but the queen count is so high that I'm not sure if these helis can get some gun. But this base feels very exposed. And yes, Scarlett does have a worker advantage, but you don't want to lose too many workers here. I think if Inno dives there, he would have gotten so many.
God.
Hey, this BC is actually in all the trouble, man. The
Those
Hellions
queens have a lot of speed on creep.
Yep, the Hellions need to save it. I think
Dude, those Hellions are out of there. They abandoned ship.
Okay.
Gonna be able to get out here.
That's so close,
oh
though.
My God. Ooh, 70 hit points.
Nidus goes down, Todd. The queen count is freaking mental.
So I was thinking Swamos then with Nidus, but it's Infestors being made right now. And Blue Flame's on the way. The cheaper Blue Flame.
Yep. Yeah, it's a little bit, but all of these things do add up in making strategies just a little bit better, a little bit more cost efficient. 2 queens do go down against the Yamatos, but obviously BCs are gonna get some damage done eventually.
Swamos. So I think it was just 2 Infestors earlier on to try and build those up on energy for some fungals, maybe to catch these guys.
Or Nuro as well, don't forget about that. Nuro's sick.
But she didn't research it, did she?
No, not yet, but you can obviously get
Oh my God, that's a lot of Swarm Host. That creep spread, oh my God.
And 11 more drones on the way, by the way. So if Scarlett can maintain her worker count, 85 drones, and then just start
11 more drones.
A little more locust. Innovation is going to have a hard time doing anything that Scarlett won't see coming way in advance. Because Scarlett, her creep, I know that we've said this many times in the past, but this is just absolutely insane.
And actually, these Infestors don't have the energy now for any kind of fungal. Actually, they're gonna get shot down as well. They were out of position here for a second. Innovation confident enough to move across the map. He's actually he's between the base of Scarlett and the Swamos behind.
Okay,
so he's gonna get sandwiched.
Will get a couple of tanks, but that still means that a couple of tanks are actually making their way over towards that fort base.
Scarlett doesn't have enough gas.
No, I know. She has a lot of minerals, just not enough gas. Maybe a couple of extra queens could help out there. These BCs, the Corruptors are taking a rather unfavorable fight here.
Is Innovation breaking through? What is going on?
Well, I think maybe one more wave of the Swarmos and then it could be alright. But it's important for Scarlett to get all of her Corruptors in one place. 16 drones did go down, but we knew that Scarlett did have plenty of minerals in the bank. And this was painful, and I feel like a bit unnecessary, right? I don't think Scarlett had to take this much damage here.
I think she just didn't see the army coming, wasn't ready. One of these BCs will die just before being able to use tactical jump here. And Innovation's pushing back the creep. He's fighting back.
Misses.
Oh yeah, that was not... That was the worst team in the NBA that just shot there.
I don't know who that is. The Locust Gun, I mean, this is going to be it. Scarlett really needs a big victory here. Does get a pretty good engagement on top of all of these tanks. And slowly but steady, this army of Innovation is disappearing. So at least Scarlett doesn't take another loss.
She's lacking lava.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the economy. Like, you'd like to be spending that money a little bit better here, ideally, if you're Scarlett, so that you can apply more pressure. That's the very important fourth base, I believe. Fifth base, sorry, of Inno. Scarlett's looking to try and deny that, but these Hellbats will say no to that.
Scarlett just had some trouble spending her money, like you said. It's really like, I feel like if she would have been able to spend all those minerals he had in the bank when Innovation was attacking her, I think the defense would have been so much easier. Look at the production tab, Todd. Even those 2 Broodlords. I know 2 Broodlords doesn't sound like much. Oh, we already have a couple as well. It's 20 tanks.
There's no anti-air.
There's no anti-air. It's 20 siege tanks.
Innovation completely caught off guard here. He has only tanks, Hellions, and Hellbats. I think he had a Thor in production, but he might have been just the one as well. Yeah, he's got 2 now. And now we see the starports on the way. He's trying to add Thors.
I do feel like Scarlett needs more now than just surviving, right? Like, if you have this advantage where you have a couple of Broodlords, you want to pick off a lot of these units and potentially, ideally, get a base as well.
I think she realized that he's not ready. So she's going to siege in multiple places.
Imagine if Scarlett gets 2 bases here.
Oh my god. He's not reacting. He was attacking the rocks.
Well, Broodlords, can we take a look at those Locusts real quick, Croak? And the Locusts get the planetary? The answer is no, it's quite close. Meanwhile, Broodlords and Ravagers still finding just these tanks here. I mean, Innovation still feels rich, and obviously if those 5 Thors show up, it's a different ball game.
What's going on, Canada?
Yeah,
might be going up 2-0 if Scarlett can't seal the deal.
We're not there yet. The planetary survived, correct? Yeah. That's big though. Like, imagine if Inno lost that base as well. Then it would have been very massive.
But now Scarlett is gonna go up to an insane amount of bases. It's weird, to be honest. 62 drones, like, it means like a maxed out army is gonna be insane. Like, does she want to drone back up? It seems like no. Okay, yeah, she gets 3 more.
Where's that new armory? Was it rebuilt in the same location? It was.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna survive for now. Maybe an abduct? I wouldn't mind an abduct there on one of those Thors. This is kind of a weird fight as the tanks are coming in from the right side. The Thors are having a hard time getting in range. I don't really like this fight for Innovation, man, because he just doesn't really have the anti-air on the right side.
He thought he needed to defend here right now as Scarlett's... She's actually pretty committed here with the Broodlords. There's not much anti-air left over, just these few Corruptors. Broodlords cleaning out a lot of the ground army.
Okay, and now those Brutes are actually stuck. These Thors did survive the fight on the left side. And just a few hits. That one Viking, by the way, really put in some work. That survived with like 1 HP.
Yeah, Scarlett's trying to evacuate, but Broodlords are not exactly the fastest unit out there.
The armory, Todd. The armory.
No.
Yes.
No.
It's gonna happen, Todd. The armory. If you rebuild it in the same location, you deserve it.
Well, if you build it in another location where it's exposed, you can also lose it. Kind of like you with your Cybercore earlier in that epic game. Don't sit there judging Innovation. You did the same thing earlier.
+3 will get denied once again. Scarlett, obviously... The problem with Scarlett is that she was so broke for such a long time, right? Like the 62 drones, like, yeah, the army could be big, but that's nice if you're maxed out and you already have money in the bank. But Scarlett was almost never maxed out. And that means that now, these seconds, Innovation actually has a little bit of time to get the right counter for those Broodlords.
Being able to save Broodlords was huge. Even with a couple transfusions, like, it's going to be super scary with that army here on creep on her side of the map. Looks like Innovation really wants to siege here, by the way. But the last time he did that, he ended up losing a lot and getting countered. I think he's trying to hit before there's too many Broodlords, maybe.
If I was Inno, I'd just kind of try to get my +3. Yeah, 1 Thor does get abducted. Let's see if these Locusts can get anything done. They're gonna land on top of these Thors.
Yeah, Corruptors removing the Vikings away from the fight. Ravagers coming in, trying to help as well. And now Scarlett can just pull back, wait for the next wave of Locusts.
Crossbow could be useful here to buy just a little bit of time because you don't want your Broodlords to be exposed.
And Zerg Flare attacks level 3 is about to finish, by the way.
Yep.
And the +3 never restarted for Innovation. Sniping that upgrade twice was so huge.
Absolutely. Like, imagine now 1 more wave of Locusts. Maybe that's actually what Scarlett just needs. Scarlett is trying to buy a little bit of time. A couple of drones. Or
almost
a little
full drones.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
I think the drones tried to go to the left bottom side. Here we go. Locusts are coming in 1 more time.
And Broodlords are going to synergize together. Maybe some corrosive bites as well to try and take out a lot of these siege units here. Thors are very scary though against these Broodlords. Oh my god, Scarlett comes in from multiple sides. Overextending a little bit here.
The tanks were on siege, right? But yeah, that didn't really work out. I think Scarlett had something really cool in mind, but the timing just wasn't really it.
Oh my god, these Broodlords getting blown to pieces here by Thors.
Thors are pretty sick.
Scarlett is down to 2 Broodlords only. And one of those already damaged.
But the tank count isn't that high anymore, so maybe a lot of roaches and ravages on creep can actually get some magic done here.
Where's our
especially
units?
With a couple of locusts as well, more ravages, morphing. Can we get some crossabows in the middle of this pack? It seems like that's what Scarlett's going for. Those did connect in a very big way. Those stores are starting to run a little bit low in HP, but the tanks are putting in some massive work from the back line.
Innovation is not afraid of no tier 3 army here. Just moved in there. It feels like maybe Vipers were missing, and Innovation gets the equalizer here. Wow.